I like.
I went with that one. I liked that one.
I like that one. I do
I
like
liked
that one a
a
lot.
lot. That one was funny. I was trying to find a good Halloween one, and I couldn't find one, so I liked your dog one. That one was funny. That one was really good. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, y'all. Or Samhain, for those of you that practice.
There you go. Welcome to the final story episode of Tether, presented by the Elder Elves. That's us.
That's us. And I'm playing with my hair on camera. Sorry, guys.
You are, but the podcast people don't know that.
You can't see it. You can't see what I'm doing with my hands.
Hope everybody's having a scary Halloween. We'll be having a scary Halloween, depending on when you listen to this episode. Or watch it. Either way.
And I hope you get a lot of trick-or-treaters if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, if that's what you want. If you don't want trick-or-treaters, I hope you didn't get a whole lot.
Yeah, if you wanted to just be left alone, I hope that happens for you.
Yeah. I hope you're real antisocial.
I hope so. I hope. I'm Miranda Antes, and this is
Colin, Carlton.
There you go. And we are at an end, guys.
I know, we are. We're all the way there.
Yep. I'm sad. It's been fun writing this little, I don't know, journal book thing with you, and it'll be fun to see what other games we jump into aside from video games, which we're gonna take, like we've been saying, probably a little bit of time to just figure out what we're going to talk about next. If it involves reading, we might have to do that. We're going to do some game playing and like video game playing on Twitch. We want to do that a little bit, and then we'll get right back into talking about the next project. We definitely are talking about deep diving some of these games, building characters with them to show you how that runs for these game sets, on top of finding other 2-player RPG games that we can get you guys interested in too. So,
or maybe even guests.
Yeah, we may even possibly. Yes, we are going to have some guests, hopefully, if their schedule works out.
But if you're listening on the podcast exclusively, you're not going to hear us for a little bit, because we're not going to post the video games on the podcast, because that'd be boring. Nobody's going to listen to that.
No. I mean, if they listen to that 9 minutes of complete silence on my end, they might listen to a podcast version of us playing video games.
That was
only
have
to
funny
be very descriptive.
If you saw it. Yeah, you'd have to be very descriptive. That was only funny if they saw you. For the people watching who saw you with a muted mic for 8 minutes. Those are the only people who enjoyed that.
That's true.
That was pretty funny, though. That was a highlight. Do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish with your character in this?
I think for what we wrote ourselves into.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of ways we could have done it, which is why this game is very much replayable. Really replayable game.
Oh, yeah.
So I think for what we have, I think she, locking out the terror, hanging out in the drip, so to speak.
The drip.
I'm
That sounds. Hey, Mom, don't worry. I'm just going to go hang out in the drip for a little while.
just going to go to the drip.
Just head down
Whatever
to the
it is.
drip.
Hanging out to the little ye old drip spot.
Hey, Chuck, you want to go hang out at the drip?
You know what? Chuck might hang out at the drip with us.
Chuck probably is a drip.
But yeah, I think I did. Do you feel that you have? We haven't listened to your last entry, but do you think that you nailed what you wanted to nail?
I feel the same way. That like given what we kind of like wrote ourselves into, I think we did good. Kind of wrapping it up and getting out. If we play it again, I would do a couple of things different, I think.
You wouldn't go into the past, into the past.
No, I might still do that.
Oh, okay. You might dabble in the past.
I don't know. Depends on that version of those people. No, I was thinking I would, if I had it all to do over again, I would give my character more things to do that were unrelated to the game prompts. To add,
okay,
an element of real life, depth in real life to it. You know, I thought about it like way too late in the game, but I was like, oh, you know what might be fun is if the person who finds this book in the future is like a drifter who just strolls into town. Like no attachments to it, like, and it's that feels very like Twilight Zone to me, like classic Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it does. Maybe in a year we'll reconvene with Tether and
do an anniversary
and do it again. Do an anniversary episode for all of our Tether fans, which is how many people are listening on our podcast?
I don't know. There's a handful.
Handful? Okay. Well, thanks, handful. So that's like 10 people.
Something like
that.
Thank
you, 10.
I don't know how many people watch on TikTok. I should double check that. I haven't looked in a little bit. It's there's. I don't know.
You mean on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
On YouTube, it depends. If it's a restream, it might be only 2 views. But we've gotten it when it was like the little tiny clips.
Oh yeah.
It was like 400 views or something. I was really
love
impressed.
Those tiny clips.
Yeah, that's right. It's like it's a brain kicker starter upper.
They love those snippets.
My hair's crazy. I'm sorry. I can't even get over it.
No, it's good. You look like you look like a newsie.
I feel like a newsie. Look how long this sucker is.
Geez, Mr. Hurst, give us a break.
I just want some more.
Yeah, come on. We're just trying to make a living.
I know, I got a little mullet going on too back here, but anyway. All right, so last time when I wrote my piece, I ended with Charlie being trapped in the in-between. And now the present, who is Colin,
hi,
knows that something terrible happened to the past. And you don't think they'll ever answer you, but you share one last entry detailing how you would use or how you use info you've uncovered together to defeat the terror, at least for now.
The entry is slightly different than the prompt, just so you know, because we've gone a little off book with how I've gone off book. Actually, I should take full ownership of this.
You did. To be fair, we were supposed to stay where we were and not move around, and it do 1 for 1. I mean, okay,
Hey.
present. What did you write?
We can do whatever
Oh,
we want.
and whatever you want. And you might want to turn your mic up a little bit.
Oh, am I quiet?
Yeah.
How about now?
It's because I was. Oh my god.
Is there some good timber there?
There was. My cat meowed at you, by the way.
Meow?
Hmm?
Meow?
She might do it.
I'll test the mic with a good meow. Okay, is that better? Is that good? Can you hear me?
It's good.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
I am. Sorry, I was petting my cat.
Not even gonna make the joke.
She's very demanding, this little cat.
I am sure she is.
She is.
Okay.
All right. I'm leaning back in my chair.
Your listening
Listen.
chair. Full position. You think you've won. That you're clever, little girl. Breaking my doors. Invading my home. My life. My world. What you can't imagine is the scope of my entirety. I am more. I am forever. I am all that fear can offer mortal minds. You think by trapping me, you have won? But you cannot stop pure terror. I will dial the combination on that safe that those fools have. And I will use the last shard of glass. It will take me ahead 1 generation. I will find a soul to corrupt and bend. I will use all I have to possess the one you write to. And I will walk your world and leave no life untouched. No matter how long it takes, I will stitch patches of skin from my victims onto my flesh until my festering bones fail me. By then, I will be the darkest corner of every child's room, the creak of every door, that which haunts every dream and breeds it into a nightmare. By the time I'm done spreading fear and death, no human will feel safe in the dark. No one will be alone and not fear. This body will fade. But terror needs only the willingness to believe in the worst over the best. And it will be your fault. You are innocent of nothing. You have only condemned the future to fear.
That sounds to me like someone who lost and they're sore about it. Okay, sore loser.
Whatever, terror.
Whatever.
With a capital T.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. It's the sound of it's everything somebody who loses would say.
I'm gonna dial the save, and I'm gonna get the little mirror and go forward a generation. That's nice. You just left all your pieces behind. All your Horcruxes are gone. They're all gonna.
Horcruxes.
Oh, they're all. You're gonna go into the future. Okay. All your pieces are dead, and you're gonna be the weakest form of yourself in the future. Okay. Daddy-o.
Now, mind canon.
Yeah.
My thought is, after the terror goes into the future, turns into more of like a gaseous state. Because in the very beginning, when Jordan was all high after finding the book, they said there was a man made of smoke. So I was thinking, oh, well, maybe it did go into the future and all the flesh rotted off and it was just some stinky puff of smoke floating around, corrupting everything.
So the beginning of the book is actually the future of the book. I like it.
That's where I went with that. Which we all know how that pans out.
Yeah, because it goes all the way back to now. Canon, like in my head canon for Charlie, is that she. I mean, there's self-preservation, right?
Yeah.
So, will she drink the water? And what does she become if that happens? So, if he's gone, will she become a new thing?
I mean, it's an interesting thought, right? Because water never really goes away. It evaporates, turns into something else, and then, if it's on Earth, gets weightier and then falls back down and puddles up again and turns back into water. If it freezes, it turns into a solid and then it melts and turns back into water. Water, like vapor, moisture never goes away. So, I don't know. Maybe if Charlie drinks it, Charlie just turns into something new or different or the same.
Yeah. I don't know.
But would Charlie go through all that?
No, I think Charlie would. I don't know. I think, like, if everything is closed, all the doors are closed, can she even survive in that?
Right.
Is there even oxygen, So.
I mean, Jordan would definitely drink the water and turn into whatever it turned her into.
Yeah, I don't think Charlie would. I
don't think so either.
And I think the space would not, it would probably destabilize because there's no more entry and no more exit. So.
And then, bigger question, if we're filling out the universe, is the terror all encompassing? Like, is this crevice in between worlds created by the terror, or is it just something that the terror used? Is there something bigger?
Maybe it's just oblivion, and they slip through oblivion like cracks, and is attracted to the light.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of
retconning. Oh my God, we found our co-writing book. We're gonna be the next sci-fi horror. I have a typewriter.
I used to have a typewriter. I don't know what happened to it. It was nice. It was good. It's an old one. It's an oldie. Yeah. That's another thing, because thinking about fleshing my own character out a little bit. Another thing I thought was now that we kind of know what the story points are in the game prompts, I think I would be more inclined to flush out the world more
Mm.
in a way where we can kind of interact with it, or
Mm-hmm.
create an entirely new, like, if you really want to go balls to the wall, you can create a whole new world.
Too soon.
Too soon. Fantasy, or futuristic, or Rick and Morty it.
I mean, there's so many good prompts in this game that we didn't even get to touch on,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good like foundation base layer stuff, and then as you're going, the house keeps getting built up around you. Then how you decorate it is all your own choosing. So yeah, and I think how you play it sort of depends on how much you'll flush it out too. Because if you're going to play it in a day, which you could definitely do, a long day, but you could do it. That's going to change a little bit in how much you put in there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this game was pretty fun, and we could have ended it on a solid note, but I like that we full circled it.
Yeah, I feel like because horror films never really end. There's always that last you see Michael Myers in the distance or something like that, and this to me feels very much like a horror film, or a horror story, like in a book or anything like that. However, whatever, you pick your poison. But
yeah,
I think it's funny that we're ending it on Halloween.
I think it's great that we did that. Like this horror, horror game is now completed on a day that's meant for,
spookiness.
Spookiness, the dead, I think it's fun.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I like your entry. It was good.
Thanks. I appreciate
I like that. I wasn't sure where you were going to go. I was waiting for one of us to write a PS, I know, and I'm coming kind of thing. Like, oh, this is how you've been communicating. Oh, I love that. Applause for you. It makes me excited for the other projects that we've looked at or talked about. Seeing how we write in those in that prompt setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I hope everyone who's been following, the 10 people that have been listening, I hope that you go and find Tether. I hope that you find someone that'll do it with you, because I know it kind of seems like a strange kind of game to get into or play, because everyone has game boards and cards and that kind of stuff, dice or dominoes, those kind of things, something that you can touch. It's a tangible thing. And this, you have that component, but you have to use so much mentally to drive a narrative. And it could be silly.
Oh, it could 100% be silly. We just chose not to be silly this time.
Yeah, we really did go with the, it was supposed to be a horror, definitely a horror thing, and of some form. It could have been the terror could have been super paranormal.
Yeah.
And we didn't go that route, but
you could do whatever your favorite genre is. If you want to make it superheroes, that's really easy to do. You want to make it a mystery,
a Western.
Yeah, a Western. You could do a Western. Actually, a Western would be kind of fun.
I'd want to write in bow, 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 all the time.
Ka-chink, ka-chink. You could make it a Hallmark movie. That could be kind of
Enemies to lovers.
oh man, what would the title be? Like Tingling Terror or Touch of Terror?
Oh, for a
For a
Hallmark
Hallmark.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, Tether isn't an it could be like tethered, but in like that
Oh, yeah.
flowery kind of
Very
script, right?
Jane Austen kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Tether. Yeah.
Yeah, so really you could do whatever. If
Opens
you do want
with
it,
a woman standing on a hill with her wind in their hair and the dress billowing.
and a journal in her hands.
Voiceover narration. Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah, if you do want it, the link is in every episode's notes. So you can go in there and you can find it. Adam Baffoni made it. And there's really there's not a ton of places that it is online. And I'm pretty sure all of them are official. I don't think it's really been pirated. So if you just Google Tether and Adam Baffoni.
Yeah, you'll find it. Yeah. I got mine off of radincantati.com. We'll put a link somewhere for you. They have a mess of books. They're on Instagram. They're really awesome. They got it to me really quick. There's other games that I've put in for that we're going to see later that honestly you order and they really are quick, and they have PDFs and stuff. If you don't want
also
to,
this was
copy.
super cheap. Like it was not expensive.
Yeah, it was like $10.
Yeah, something like that.
And Ratty, they actually had it for free. If you bought stuff, they did a free weekend.
Oh, right.
So I got a couple books. I didn't get Tether because I already had it, but what do you do?
And I mean, look, we milked this for 17 episodes, 18 episodes?
We sure did. And, this is beautiful. So.
Yeah, it was fun. I would definitely, now that I've played it, there's things that I would do to make it, to have a little bit more fun with it. Now that I kind of know, kind of have your feet down on it and kind of have a pacing for it. I think there's definitely a couple of things that could make it a lot more fun.
We could flesh it out. We could have fleshed it out way more. But I think in the beginning, when we started, we didn't know exactly how long the entry should be.
Yeah.
And how much we want to give each other, I think, a little bit too. We were just don't want to inundate you with too much, where it becomes not cohesive anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that well, we have plenty of other games that are coming up that are going to be in this kind of venture. Yeah. And now that we've played through one, we might have a better idea for the next one.
Way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're the Elder Elves. You can find us on pretty much everywhere. Everywhere that matters. You can get Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. I think that's all the places. I don't know. Maybe do we have a Threads? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
We don't. I tried and it didn't want to link it properly. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. We don't need that. My name's Colin Carlton.
We don't need that junk.
You can find me at colincarlton.com or on the social medias at Colin Carlton VO because I'm a voiceover actor. Also, I wrote some things. Whatever.
You do. You do write things.
Yeah. And you're a writer as well and an artist.
I am.
And other things.
I'm Miranda. Yep, I'm Miranda Antes. You can find me as Obscurabrasion on all the social things. And I write things too. I'm almost done with my book. Oh my God. I hit 70,000 words, which is a lot for people that don't know. Is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a milestone. So.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching or listening or whatever to Tether. And we will be back next week, and then we'll be taking a little break. So Tuesdays, listen to us, subscribe, follow, all that jazz. Do it, please. Okay, bye, everybody. Happy Halloween.